Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am your GM for the day, the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. We are jumping back on into our Final Fantasy D6 game, where, honestly, I think we're all a little bit, I wouldn't say lost and confused as to the plot. We kind of know what's going on. We're just trying to figure out where to go to make the things occur. So I think there's going to be some thunkings and some plannings. We made a goat friend, like a big electric goat man friend. So, you know, small victories. With that, I will throw it on over to the lovely other voices you will hear, and have them say words of introduction. So, ATB, would you be so kind, please?
Firstly, did you actually go live, Bardic? Or...
Yeah.
I was, like, looking at your server just being like, did the thing go out? But yeah.
Me6 sometimes takes his time, so he'll either pop off in a few minutes, or he is just not working today. Which sometimes happens.
Oh, okay. Hi, I am a tired bye. Sorry about that, I just got worried that we weren't actually live. I am playing as Lilith the All-Bit Dark Knight, who last year, on a Sunday, it was my birthday. Now it's tomorrow. So instead of being a edgy Dark Knight, I am gonna be working. Oh no, that came to my head. Sorry, that came to my head and I just wanted to blur it out. You can also find... Sorry. You can also find me every second Thursday over on the Undead Case channel for Curse of Strahd, where I play as Atari the ASMR Bard. We just fought a bunch of vampire spawn in an attic, and the next session we're gonna be at the festival that happens in Vallaki, and that's gonna be fun because I have meta knowledge and I know things. Also, someone died, but it's fine, they got better.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, some trauma, but, you know, they got better.
They'll be fine. You know.
She turned me into a newt.
I got better.
Anything else, ATB?
If you hear me yelling and just clapping my hands, it's because there's a mosquito in my room.
Alright.
So, you know, fair warning of sudden scream and clapping.
Alright. We will, we are warned. Alright, with that, Natch, do you have words you would like to say?
Yo, I'm Natural One. I'm playing, what's his name? Malcolm, right? Malcolm the Dark, no, not Dark Knight, Red Mage. That's where we're at. And you can, I guess, find me on Twitter, where sometimes I have vaguely popular Final Fantasy XIV shit posts, so yeah, that's all I got.
So,
good morning.
So, one thing I love is the evolution of your Twitter plug has gone from look at my hot takes about politics to shit posts about Final Fantasy.
Are those two things really that different, though? Like, if you think about it?
No. They are clearly not. It's just an amusing evolution.
Next, it'll be shit posts about politics, so buckle up.
I'm buckled. I am upped. I don't know what that means, but I feel uncomfortable by me saying it. Rain, who are you?
I am Rain Hayes. I had to check to see if I was unmuted. And I don't have anything else going on right now, so I'm just playing Reno Boom. Yeah, I literally have nothing. I gave up on one of my other games that wasn't going anywhere, so I don't even have streamed games.
Alright. Alright. So that we're all vaguely aware of who we are, which is a good starting position. So last time we bumbled around an electric temple. Malcolm got a few small zappies, but for the most part was absolutely fine. Then we made friends with an old goat man, electric friend boy. Also, we the most important thing is we met and adopted a very lost and confused Guado named Roboboboat.
Adopted's a real strong word for what we did.
I don't know what you did. You gave this person a name, and I think you insinuated they should tag along. So
Listen, I love joke characters. I literally, in my own game that isn't streamed or anything, I literally made like a Legend of Zelda Moblin just followed a group around asking for bribes of food and money. And then he left.
You just described our characters.
that is this party. A group of people walking around
You're all
asking for bribes
moblins?
of food and money. We're all moblins on the inside.
Oh, I don't think that you should be proud of that. But okay.
I still have.
I mean, it's just stating a fact of life.
I've still
Oh,
never
God.
played a Legend of Zelda game, so I only have vague knowledge of what a moblin is. Is it a goblin?
They're-
but
They're
legally
piggy,
distinctive?
they're piggy boys. Hold on. I'll find a piggy boy.
Yeah, so did we Okay, so apparently I am the quiet. Let me see what I can do about that.
Oh no.
This might have been knocked at some point. So if I do that, how is that? Still. Failing.
I mean, on Discord, it's actually kind of louder than usual for me.
Okay, so that just got louder there. I mean, I can figure it out, or I can just project a little bit more, which, you know, that is easily done, because technology is more complicated than just raising my voice ever so slightly. Alright, so last time, well, what did we actually finish off with last time? Did we, because obviously we did the whole thing, we met Ramu, who was like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, help you out. Did anybody specifically attune with Ramu, as we have done previously, about getting like special little tokens? I do not recall.
I think we gave it up to Val. It was just like, here, have this.
That sounds about right. I believe that.
We felt bad that Val didn't have one.
It's the Val. Yeah. You know what? This makes sense. I am very okay with this. All right. So we have that. That's all sorted. Did we then figure out where we were headed next, or what the vague plan of action was, or are we just kind of like waiting for a plot to land in our laps and going, plot? I knew we'd find you eventually.
I don't think we decided anything. I don't remember. Unless we were heading to Hmm. I think we kind of, just stopped once we actually got Ramu.
Alright, so by that logic, you've done the temple. I assume you've like stepped outside now. Alright, cool. Breathe out. You did that. Obviously you've got probably with you, who was there a vague plan of action? Because obviously probably was from Guado Salam, which is literally across the moonflow. It's not that far away. But for some reason, probably just never figured out that he could probably just go home, and instead lived in the temple for a couple of decades. Probably is not... I'm not going to insult Probably's intelligence, because intelligence comes in many forms. I think Probably is not the most practically minded of people, nor is he particularly willing to go out of his way to find... just explore out of his comfort zone. Let's call it that. His comfort zone has been the temples, the temple ruins. Like, yep, this is my place. If I go too far away, it is not safe, and yeah. So you could probably get back to his home, maybe find what happened to his family or something like that. Or
I feel like Wobbly is just me in Guado form by that description. Sorry.
That's fine.
So what you're saying is that we need to turn probably into a Dark Knight.
I mean, you could.
I'm gonna let the horror of that set in.
Oh my. Are you sure you want to trust me with a fictional child, though?
I mean, if we're being realistic, he will probably try and cast a dark spell, and it will backfire and probably kill himself on the first try.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god.
Well, no one contradicted me.
I just love how, no one is doubting my skills at raising a fictional child.
You're doing fine with not to.
Yeah, fair.
Noctu is a mobster.
Yeah, we are not giving probably a gun.
No, probably has a
Screw you, I'll
weapon.
do what I
Probably
want
has a
with my
silver
child.
bell. Probably is very satisfied with his silver bell.
What if we give the silver bell a barrel? That's the thing called. That's you shoot out, right?
From my understanding of guns, yes.
Okay.
The bangy part comes out the holy end.
Yeah.
It comes out the holy end, and then they go boom, and then they go ah. Then they die.
Yeah, I think that's how they work.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, what were you gonna say before derailing Bardic? Do you remember?
I'm basically laying out okay, so if you're uncertain of immediate plot threads to follow, you can try and resolve whatever the heck is going on with probably. That's one option. You are still on the search for whatever this giant scary weapon that the Church of Yevon are on the lookout for. So I don't know what the kind of action would be there. Once again, you also know you're very close to Guado Salam. Guado Salam's a pretty cool place. Summoners tend to hit that area up on their pilgrimage to stop by the far plane and just give a little look and be like, hey, what's up, dead peeps? Hope you're having a good time. I'm gonna just have a bunch of emotional baggage dropped on me by literally looking at the faces of dead people.
Hmm.
So there's that. Or you can say, nah, we're going to go back. We're going to get on the Leviathan. We're going to go to Besaid and have a beach episode. Because why not? You can't stop us. What are you going to do about it?
I guess emotional baggage seems like the most clear route.
Since we don't have we asked? I forget. I didn't write any. I write it down. Like, have we asked probably about possible hints of big doomsday weapon?
No, I don't believe anybody inquired. Justifiably, I'm not quite sure what you would hope, what information you think probably could have, but you know, if you want to be that party of characters that walk around and ask every NPC you come across, hey, do you know the big weapon? And maybe someone will say, actually, yes. Please go ahead, because I love that party of players.
I can't help but notice that our characters are still in a whirlpool on the map.
Yeah, they were never moved.
Let's fix that. So, no, I didn't take your gun.
My gun! I lost it!
Let me try and figure this out best I can. So, I just do that. Okay, this is bringing let's try and bring the whirlpool with us, which don't want. Fair way to select just the whirlpool. Oh god, the whirlpool was like 7 circles. Okay, so this is gonna take me a minute. Thanks, Rain, for pointing it out.
How about that?
Yes.
I moved that on accident.
So
I need to get the eyes. That's wrong.
Yeah. Words, brain, thinking. So yes, what things would you like to do? Would you like to talk about? Would you like to explore? You got options. You got choices.
Okay, just for knowledge sake, where are we on the map?
I'm popping you down there. Now, you are here at Jose.
Mm-hmm.
You should be on the actual land, but it's hard to put it down. So, see this bit here? There's like a little inlet into the landmass. Jesus Christ, I could not think of the word land. So yeah, you are here. And you know, Guado Salam is literally just across this big old river. Let's say just across. It's like down there somewhere. Just down the river.
Down the band.
Yeah, that one. That is a place to go to do the things. Is there anything that anybody in character would want to inquire about to each other, to NPCs, to scream out into the open air and hope maybe a passing by NPC has an answer? Anything at all, really.
Well, I have a slight curiosity of logic, which is not every time, but a lot of the times that we've gone to a temple,
yeah,
there has been a side part where we have discovered something about the weapon.
Mm-hmm.
My curiosity is if we go to another temple specifically to look for that side part, will we find something intact that we can look at?
Okay, well, the next 2 temples that you are aware of, they're actually very close to each other. There's the temple at Macalania, which is like a giant frozen lake, and the temple is like built into it. And then there is Bavel, which is the essentially capital city of the Church of Yevon. Like, in most of the city is just a giant temple.
Hmm.
Well, we'll be very inconspicuous there.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
The wandering heretics.
On the plus side, I don't think you've been formally denounced from the church yet, any of you.
Technically
Because Frump
not.
doesn't know who we are.
Well, Bojo really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, we didn't give anybody related to the church our names.
This is very true. It was actually very smart thinking to make yourself as inconspicuous as possible.
Yes.
Which is...
Yes, that was a deliberate action on our part.
I don't know how you have done it, but you did.
We just don't bother to introduce ourselves.
Yep, no, that checks out.
Sorry.
We know who we are, that's all that matters.
Someone goes, "Who are you?" And you go, You don't need to know that. None
Who
of
are
your
you?
damn
A
business."
friend. Unless you keep asking questions.
Who are you? Sorry, I'm married.
Who are you? You can see me?
Who are you? Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Oh, that's true. Probably might know that.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, so I decided to just type into chat of maybe not about the weapon in particular, but maybe like secret passages, since you mentioned like whenever we usually go to a temple there is something about, or most of the temples are something about weapon. And you know, I don't think probably would be like in one room all of their time here. They probably explored a bit.
We probably had a really nice setup, you know. They were growing vegetables, you know, like radishes and potatoes. They were sustaining themselves with that. They were making friends with the monkeys. Probably had a pretty cool, casual, off-grid lifestyle they were making for themselves here in this temple ruins.
Yeah.
They probably explored a whole bunch of it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to find the farming tools somewhere. You can't just do that with your hands.
No. Too hard. But yeah, we could ask them. Or if you want, you can ask since you brought up the idea first. Rain?
I'm not sure if Reno would think to ask him about secret passages. She just kind of stumbles on things.
Oh.
Like, she walks for a while and then falls into a hole, and that hole is a complex.
I mean, do you want to start stumbling around? Do you want to start looking around the bits of the temple you do have open access to?
Considering her sticky fingers, she's actually going to wander around a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, standard temple setup is basically a circular entrance foyer. You've got your main set of stairs that go up to the trials, and then two little rooms. Which one would you like to go into? Yeah, obviously, there is also outside the temple, which there's like one small upper building, and the temple itself is a very strange thing to look at, because obviously when you first arrived, it kind of just looked like a big rock, and then it kind of exploded, and so now there's just rocks floating around on this electrical current that just holds everything in place, and it's all very strange, and the designer was either really bored or just had some really cool ideas. You're not sure which.
I figured, because every time before it wasn't directly inside the temple. It was nearby.
Mm.
On the other hand, we haven't found any treasure in the temple. So there are 2 rooms that we haven't been in?
Yes.
Having no directionality of a map, I will go to the one on the left.
Yeah. All right. So you go into the room on the left. In this room, you see what you can make out as something vaguely resembling a bed. It appears to be like hay and other soft-ish materials compacted all together. You would see the kinds of things one would expect to see in a hermit-ish style abode. So lots of jugs and jars filled with various substances that could be of use for projects that have been ongoing. There maybe like some dried foodstuffs that is being preserved. There's probably definitely some pickling occurring in some of these jars. It's very that kind of vibe.
I'm going to slowly back out because I never want to become that person. Like I'm just. If anybody else wants to look in this room, I'm gonna go over to the other room.
What's in there?
A very unsatisfying future.
Lilith just peeks into the room and then just like, huh. I see what you mean.
Never let me retire like this.
I mean, I don't know if I got that much control over you, but okay.
If you find me sitting in a small room with pickling around me on a straw bed, just end it, please. I'm miserable. Just don't let it continue. I've lost my way.
No intervention, just immediate death wish.
It's too far gone at that point. There's nothing of me left.
Oh, okay.
It's just a broken shell.
I'll remember that, and then if I ever go on an adventure years later, I will remember it in very edgy
I
flashbacks.
think Reno just depressed herself. She walked into a room and was immediately depressed.
Yeah.
Oh god, I might live like this.
Oh. Okay.
I will go to the other room.
All right. Yeah. You go into the other room. This is much more akin to what one would expect from an abandoned temple. So lots of yawning, apparently. Lots of dust, cobwebs. Some things have been cleared, but for the most part, things have been left fairly untouched. There's tomes and tablets and books of history and all sorts of stuff. Just not bothered.
My instinct and knowledge of history tells me that I should look at the tablets first because they're older.
Okay. You look at the tablets. There's a whole bunch of letters that you recognize the letters, but there is no way in heck that these form a language that you understand.
Need an adult.
Yep. Did someone call me?
Either this is a language I don't know, or it's a cipher, or somebody was having a really, really fun time with alcohol. But I can't read this. I need somebody else to read this.
Would language be the appropriate role at this point to try and decipher it?
Language would work, yes.
I probably can't make an argument for lore everything.
I mean,
that would probably just tell me what it is. It wouldn't necessarily tell me what it says.
yeah. You could probably look at it with lore everything and be like, I know exactly what this is. No, I can't read it. But language on its own, like, you can see how it goes. A 9. 9 is...
A 9, yeah.
9's alright. It's not amazing. So, with the 9 from the thing, once it loads up, 9 falls under moderate. So, as you're looking at this, you're going, okay, I vaguely know what this is, and I can maybe pick out some of the words or see a pattern. More importantly, what you recognize is this language, it's Albed.
Oh.
This language is Albed.
Have somebody that knows Albed, don't we?
I feel like we do.
Doesn't Lilith know Albed?
I'm just imagining Lilith is just at the like doorway, just like leaning against it, just looking at her nails like, yeah, I think I know someone who knows Albed as well.
Well, we should go talk to them then.
Yeah, you should.
It's just gonna stare at him like, hello?
No, no. At this point, it's a standoff. I'm not inviting her.
No, I am not making myself feel stupid.
No, I've no. Okay, guys, I've known this the entire time. I'm in. Never mind. Can you read the tablet, please, so we can just move on?
Yes. Sorry, I just thought that would lead to a comedic moment.
Oh, this is funny as hell.
I mean, there's a bunch of people laughing. I'm gonna take that as comedy achieved.
Thank you, God.
That is the core basis of successful comedy. Did people laugh?
Thanks, God.
All right. So Lilith, as you look through this, you read it. It is clearly Albed. The specific like verbiage definitely feels archaic. But the root language is still essentially the same. So looking through, what you read is this tablet. It doesn't seem to have any specific important information. It doesn't just say, the ancient weapon. Yeah, it's down in the basement, 3 doors down. Like it's not specific information like that. However, it does. It reads almost a little bit like a diary entry. So it gives the date of from this point in history where you are, at least like 500 years beforehand. Actually, no, I lied. Like 1,500 years, like a good amount of time prior to the existence of Sin, because Sin has been around for 1,000 years, and it is just writing about some guy just doing his job here in Jose, working on stuff. They've He's calming it down on his tablet using this new robot he built. He called Stone Carver 2751. He's not entirely certain why he made a robot to carve stuff into stone when we have robots and all other kinds of interesting and cool now. But, you know, if any giant evil space sky whale came and destroyed all of the robots, this would be a good way of leaving stuff behind for people to find. So that's what I'm writing this down. I sure hope no giant sky whale comes and destroys the world and hurts everybody. My friends keep saying I should stop talking about the giant sky whale, but I don't know. It's just there. It's in my head. Anyway, I should stop getting my robot to write this stuff down, and I should get back to living my Albed life here in Jose, on the mainland, a part of Spira that we have not been segregated from, because we're just a part of the world here. It's nice that people don't hate us for who we are. Cool. Robots are very useful.
I'm staring at the tablet like I want to hit the writer.
I feel like I just read the diary entry of some sort of oracle-like person from the past who really has the idea of evil sky whale in their head, as well as just talking about how great it is that the Albed live on the mainland and not on their own island.
I don't understand the language, but I have an instinctual response to slap whoever wrote it.
Well, I mean, this was like 500 years ago. They're probably dead.
That hasn't stopped me yet.
I mean, good luck trying to find a 500-year-old corpse. But yeah.
Itsuno must learn time magic.
But yeah, they mentioned having this carved by their own stone carving robot. This is just a diary entry. A very oddly specific diary entry, but you know.
Where's the robot?
Unless it's hidden somewhere here, it's probably destroyed. Maybe?
I'm gonna look
Reno looking for the
somewhat
robot.
suspiciously at probably.
Uh-huh. So you're looking at probably, who probably is just standing in the doorway, like peeking out from the side and just pushing his finger, like his two index fingers together, just very confused by everything.
I'm going to sidle up to him and just kind of tap on the side of their head.
Oh, how can I help? Well,
Just seeing if you were metal.
nope. I'm flesh and blood. It's all out. What? Why would you think I'm made of the metal? Did your piece of work tell you something about a metal person?
Sort of. Mentioned a stone carver robot that specifically carved stone diaries for a very oracle-like Albed.
Oh. Well, I've not seen a person made of metal.
Have you seen any made of stone?
No. But it's not a person. But I've seen a friend was made out of like metal, all that stuff.
Hmm.
Like one of your friends outside?
Yeah. You want to meet my friend?
Sure.
Probably turns and joyfully skips towards the entrance of the temple, and then will lead you round to the back, where probably has got probably has a small farming setup, essentially, for growing bits and pieces, however he can. And as he arrives out here, he stops, like, dead in his tracks, raises his hands and goes, "Get squared really easily. We gotta be very nice, and we're gonna get him out. You ready? You wanna see my friend?"
Casually take out my gun blade and just kind of sit down. Like, sure.
Sure.
Probably, like, because probably has, like, very oversized sleeves. Like, Guado have got massive hands, like veiny, long claw hands, but probably sleeves cover most of that. So just like the little fingertips stick out. He kind of like pulls them up into the sleeves, and then drops them back out to bring out his two little silver bells. And he kind of turns and looks to you and goes, "No, you'll be fine. You know what's going on." He lifts the bells up and just slowly rings one. Ding. Rings the one. Ding, 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 ding. And it just starts making this really... It starts out really basic. And then as he keeps going, you see one of the bells becomes 2 bells, and another bell becomes 3, and all of a sudden he's holding like 7 bells in his 2 hands, very carefully and delicately playing out a very complicated tune. And as he does so, the ground underneath you begins to tremble ever so slightly. You feel the soil kind of crumble as small rocks begin to like just fall apart. From underneath the entire farm field, which it's not a small farm field. It's enough for one person and several hundred monkeys to sustain themselves on a permanent basis. Slowly begins to like bulge up out of the ground. And as this continues, you see what can only be described as like a head, like a face. It doesn't particularly have any features to it. It's very square and angular and blocky. In fact, let me try and find an image and I'll throw it in the Discord for us. I remember the name of it. Boy. So how would you describe this image I've just thrown in the Discord chat for us?
Minecraft type.
Giant stone golem with big hands.
Yeah. So that's essentially what is pulling itself up from under the earth. And for size scaling, about where its ankle is approximately 5 foot. So to scale up entirely, this thing is maybe what I use my basics anatomy.
40 feet.
Yeah, approximately like 40 feet.
Hmm.
He just kind of stands up, and you notice on one arm it just has like a stack of stone tablets, like loaded into place, and on one of its hands it has a very specific, like one of its fingers is clearly designed to chisel into stone tablets. It fully gets itself up into an upright position, rests its hands on the ground, and just it makes noises. These are clearly meant to be signifiers of something, as where its face square is, the eyes kind of glow, a fairly pleasant, comforting yellowish green color. It just kind of makes noises at you.
Well, I know language monsters. Does that count?
Sure.
Since I find, yeah, language monsters. I also have lore monster.
Oh.
So would I be able to roll to interpret what the hell that is?
You can, yeah. You can give it a shot.
Ten.
Okay. 10.
Not rolled a 9.
So a 10, once again, moderate. The specific language, you don't really understand. But wait, sorry, was this 10? Was this for lore or language?
The 10 was for language.
All right, so the language. You may not understand the exact language, but the tone is friendly. It is non-confrontational. It is actually quite happy. The exacting words you're not really 100%. It's like you know that the words are there, but even then, the direct translation is not quite in your wheelhouse currently.
Well, he seems friendly.
Honestly, yeah, he does look surprisingly friendly. For a 9 feet tall?
40.
40.
For a 40 feet tall stone golem. Or robot, possibly.
Technically, it could be a bit of both. I mean, golem is a stone construct with instructions, and a robot is any construct with instructions.
So really, it's like an umbrella term of sorts. Kinda.
Technically, a robot doesn't even have to be... It could be a biological construct.
Probably would just kind of stand there and go, "A mile, Wallbot?"
Maybe.
by some definition, maybe. I don't know. The idea of technically a robot doesn't have to be what you assume a robot to be has broken my brain a bit.
Well, this is my friend. He helped me do the farming and the growing of the vegetables. He really likes it. The robot golem kind of reaches one of its giant arms onto its back, pulls out a carrot, like a single carrot. It very daintily picks up in between its giant fingers, which each finger is probably about like 5 foot wide. He just goes and presents the carrot to somebody. Who would like to take the carrot? Wow.
I'll take the carrot. It's food.
I thought everyone was about to reject this golem's very sincere offering, because he's gonna get very sad.
For a moment, I was gonna suggest that Tauntaun take the carrot. Honestly.
Alright, so Rena, if you take the carrot, the robot kind of lifts its hands up into a position where it's about to start clapping, and it kind of leans in, and its little eyes like glow, and it's staring at you. It looks like it's ready to start clapping, and it's just waiting. It's like, yeah. Uh-huh.
Reno has stage fright.
Eat a carrot. I think it's waiting for you to eat it. Or
Reno's
them.
gonna sniff it and then bite in it.
The robot kind of like nods its head, although since it doesn't have a neck, when it nods its head, its whole body moves, like its whole upper body kind of just rocks up and down. So, and it's just making noise going. Grr.
She's punching out the carrot like, I don't suppose you speak our language.
The robot, it kind of looks confused. It can't express emotions because it doesn't have a face. It just has some rocks. But the color of the lighting shifts ever so slightly to denote almost like either like it seems confused that you don't understand it. If I had to put it into simple words. But also, it seems confused that it can't really understand you properly either. I don't understand the question because I don't understand what you just said. But it wants to know if you liked the carrot. It wants to know.
I'm gonna take another bite and just start nodding.
You doing that yum type face.
I mean, she does genuinely like it because she likes eating food.
Alright, so if you show any sign, and when I say any sign, like the vaguest, smallest, tiniest expression of satisfaction from this carrot, this robot starts clapping and like jumping up and down, like, well, not jumping, like hopping foot to foot in a very excited manner, and does a little turn, and is just very happy about the whole thing.
I almost don't want probably to come with us just because I would feel really sad leaving this guy alone.
I mean, we could theoretically also take the robot golem.
Now, I'm gonna do a lore check to see what he is.
Do you mind if I also do that too?
Yeah, go for it. Do as many checks as you would like.
Okay.
Wrong button.
Well, this is more like lore magic, so probably like a hey. What makes you up? What you made from?
Okay, so Reno, what was your lore? Lore monster? Lore history?
Lore monster.
Monster. With an 8. You're kind of looking at it's a something. It is definitely combining magic, technology, and like, not just like a little bit, like very specifically geomancy, which some people would argue is not a real magic, but other people, say shut up and throw rocks at you. So it seems to be combining geomancy with engineering in some way, shape, or form. You know it's old, so you'd probably have to look into history and see if there's any record of it. Yeah, that is what you can tell. ATB, well, Lilith, if you're specifically looking at the magic on this, correct?
Yeah.
This is geomancy that has gone into this, and you look at it and you can also see the mechanics that exist in this, the engineering. 100% Albed. Essentially the exact same techniques used to craft this, physically speaking, probably still used today. The magic, less so. So, you know, it's almost different aspects of different cultures where once all mixed together and things were okay before the bad stuff happened. Yeah, that's what is going on here with this stuff, Aruni.
Guess after figuring that out, Loaf will just go, well, it's possible if we end up back where Bicanel is, we could try searching up stuff surrounding golems similar to this one. Wouldn't be the same thing. Don't think this type of magic is used anymore to make these, but you know, like find something similar. Possibly they got a source of years back. Maybe. I don't know.
So, when you said Bicanel, the golem kind of stopped doing its "you like my carrot" happy dance, and then it kind of like crouches down, like hunches itself over, and gets real close to Lilith, and goes, and following that, it kind of like crunches down on its legs and pulls its hands back to grab where its legs were as it puts its chest to the ground, and the head kind of then lifts up and goes like from being on the front of a body like to being on top of it, as its torso is now laid flat on the ground, and it starts kind of vibrating as you see where it has grabbed its own legs now essentially start rolling round on itself, as it has converted itself into some form of land vehicle.
Huh.
I want to write it.
You want us to just get into the big, giant mystery transformer and just have it take us wherever it wants us to go?
Sure, give me a carrot.
I mean,
I can't argue with that logic.
They seem friendly. They tried to tell me something earlier. I did not understand a single word.
I feel like Reno gets away with half the shit she does just because her logic is unassailable.
How much
Yeah, I mean,
space?
I think calling that logic is really strong.
That's why it's unassailable. Can't be identified. Can't assail it.
Is there enough space on golem vehicle for everybody?
Oh yeah, once
Like,
again, this golem was like 40 foot tall, so condensed down. Like, yeah, it's maybe not like a 40-foot long vehicle, but you know, it's fairly spacious. You can get your whole crew on there. It's not the most comfortable of seating, but it does look as if on this back there are like small seat areas carved out. There's what, like, I'm just trying to count off the top of my head. There appears to be space for up to 10 people on this.
Hmm.
Says fountain. Like queen. Yeah, that should be enough.
Yeah. Because it's like us three. There's Raiko.
Mm-hmm.
There's Val and Hans.
Yeah.
There's probably, and then there's like 3 spaces left for the pets.
But yeah, so there's 3 leftover spaces. That means you can recruit 3 more people if you want to keep using this, or you have room for Nekakui, Noctu, and
Tauntaun. Well, Tauntaun's not technically a pet.
Tauntaun is never separated from Raiko.
Okay, fair.
But yes,
Technically, Mechakui can collapse into something carryable, but doesn't.
but I think Nekakui would like to enjoy this.
And why would Raiko collapse Mechakui when Mechakui has a perfectly good pair of legs?
Mm.
So, yeah, you have some kind of vehicle. There does appear to be a seat that's central. And it seems to have some kind of mechanism attached to it, something resembling a driver's seat per se. Would anybody wish to take this seat?
Let's see.
You're all here
I
going,
got-
did anybody take skill in vehicles?
Yeah,
I did not take.
I got none.
Yeah, I did not take piloting, but I do have synthesis tinkering, which includes vehicles.
I do have a +1 to vehicles.
Yes, Malcolm's gonna drive.
Yes.
Ugh, fine. But you better all pee now because we're not stopping.
Don't even know where you're going.
Where
It felt like a very dad thing to say.
It is. Dad's driving. Make sure we peed, and we can only ask to stop at very specific drive-throughs. If we ask to go to McDonald's, Dad'll give us a mean look to say we don't touch that.
No, he'll just
We have
go to the
McDonald's at
drive-thru
home.
and just ask for 1 black coffee.
Oh. Now, this is a Kentucky Fried Chocobo family. We don't get McDonald's.
Oh,
my God,
absolutely
even the
not.
spelling works. That's terrific. Even the spelling works. KFC.
Mm.
So, Malcolm, you have taken up the driver's seat. It is not familiar, but you can tell that this is clearly how you give some kind of command. There is definitely machinery here, but it is much more focused on the magic of geomancy. So it's more about how you would press the stones, how you would move them. But you can figure it out. You can just hit buttons and see if stuff goes well.
Yeah, I would imagine it wouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah. We've all seen people drive robots that turn into cars. Fine.
I mean, considering
Yeah.
where Reno's from, it's entirely possible she has seen that.
So, Malcolm, would you like to make a vehicle check, please?
Yeah, I can do that.
Let's do it.
Maybe
7.
7.
I think 7 is easy, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay, so easy. You stutter. There's a few. You grind a couple gears. You struggle to find the bite point on the clutch. It kind of like goes. But it's going. It's not the smoothest of ride, but you are going forward.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
Yeah, I got this.
I know that we can use magic in like a casual way where we don't have to make checks with spells, and we could just do like cool things with magic if we're doing something small and useful, right?
Yes.
Can we do that with job abilities?
I would assume so. Yes.
Because what I'm wondering is if Reno can make like a translator using her invent ability.
I mean, theoretically, I do not see why you could not do that.
Because I can, like, just to start, if I can make a translator that lets us understand what the hell he's saying, and then later synthesize it into, like, having something that we can read off of as we're going, I could probably just keep tinkering the shit out of him until we make an entire sky vehicle.
I mean, that is an option. Okay, so let's just. I am very happy to say on this little drive, you figure out some kind of translator. Now here's the question: does the translator affix itself to the robot, car, tank, friend, or is it something you hold and you get the robot to like talk into, and then it translates to you?
So I've been writing a lot lately, so I have a very clear idea of like the technicality of it.
Yeah.
I have a mental image of she basically creates something that she can attach to whatever she wants translated, and that'll tap into the magic or the biology, depending on what it taps into, and uses that to interpret. So it'd be something that she like sticks to him.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Now, here's the question. This is something that Reno has created. What voice does this thing read stuff out in? Is it like the generic automated voice, or was Reno whimsical and made it have a funny accent?
So I'm going to ruin your life.
Oh.
It's Pierce Brosnan.
Oh. Have fun, Bardic.
See, now I'm really bothering myself. It's been way too
Honestly,
long.
I'm just curious what Pierce Brosnan would sound like.
It has been way too long since I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. What the hell does the robot even sound like?
Oh no, I've only ever seen that once.
I can't even remember the name of the guy who starts trying to turn off
It was Dave.
Dave. So it's like, Dave, what are you doing, Dave? You are disrupting my circuits, Dave. I do not approve of this.
Pretty much like that.
It's something akin to that. So you attach this to the robot's face, and as you do so, just it
You want
turns
me to
out
make it easier on you?
No. I'm chuckling to myself because of a stupid thing I'm about to say. So this has been making noise the whole time. You assume that's just the noise of a machine. Machines make noises. It's how you know they're working. No. Right now, the machine is making this noise, and you attach that, and it just goes going. I'm going. Let's go. Going. Let's go. I'm going. Going.
Holy shit, can we turn that off, please?
Switch it to text only mode.
Oh god. Text only, and it's just like constantly hearing a bunch of Discord notifs going off.
Have you ever been in the room of someone who's just got like a bunch of notifications? It's just that, just beep, 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 beep.
I want to change the settings, but I haven't invented them yet.
Oh no.
I love when I have
Reno's-
bad ideas.
Reno is going to like rapidly start inventing a secondary thing so that it can. It's basically going to have two screens directly in front of the pilot. One is going to be a scroll of text of whatever the hell it's saying, and the other one's going to be emojis to show emotions.
Perfect.
So after everyone was assaulted by Malcolm, do you have a vague direction you are going to attempt to drive in? Are you...
No. Where are we going?
Oh.
Well, I heard Guadalsalam earlier.
Okay, yeah, let's go towards that.
Yeah?
Out of curiosity, why do we have guns?
Because Noctu had a gun, and we gave Bismarck a gun, and then Palafor a gun. Just everyone has guns.
Ah, that makes sense.
I honestly don't remember, but it was amusing.
I feel like anybody that might come across this stream and viewing it for the first time would just argue with me to hell over what I just said. It makes sense if you just give up on half of it making sense.
I mean, isn't that this entire game? Just roll with it. If you stop asking so many questions,
Just
you're gonna have
roll
a
with-
lot more fun.
Just roll with it, it's Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
So, to describe the environment in which we're in, so Jose is essentially like ruins. It's lots of stone, and there was once clearly maybe something here, but it's basically fallen apart. To the south of you, you'll be heading towards the Mushroom Rock, Mushroom Rock Road, which essentially is like a canyon. It's a canyon that leads to the seafront. There's that, and the other direction is the Moonflow. And the Moonflow is a very verdant and lively swamp, I guess. It's almost like a tropical swamp. I suppose it's much more akin to like a mangrove. So like it's very bright and colorful, and there's lots of greenery. But there's a whole lot of swampy water you're about to get yourself close towards. You would also notice as you get closer to the Moonflow, the number of people around is increasing. I'm really hoping you've all put sunglasses on as you just start going by in this giant, stupid tank thing you now have.
Well, I'm never not wearing sunglasses.
So, there's a lot of people looking at you, like, what?
I'll just be waving.
Somehow,
Well,
somewhere...
it's just...
sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just saying that Wolf is just lounging, like, Anybody just stares at her, she just looks back like, what?
Somehow, somewhere, someone has an ability to play music, and Born to Be Wild just starts playing. She's just driving through.
It's when the construct gets up to full speed, just the sounds it makes start playing that tune.
Yeah, just all the sounds. Go, doo-doo-doo-doo. The motor running.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we have many nice things. So
Mm-hmm.
the subtlety thrown to the wind. We're not going, maybe we should like not drive down the main path and scare, like, nah. We're on a giant stone robot tank car, friend, and everyone's gonna know about it.
The thing is, though, who's gonna believe them?
Valid point.
We can easily have giant stone friend hide, and no one will be any the wiser.
So you're going. You keep going. You do start to see that like a crowd of sorts is forming, as not around you. You're getting closer to where a crowd of sorts would be forming, and they seem fairly disgruntled. They seem fairly unhappy. There's people who look like have been traveling. There's people who got like caravans of stuff, and there's just an air of dissatisfaction as some people in the garb of Bavel warrior monks are kind of stood, like putting their hands up, going, "No, you can't do it. Not allowed. Stop it. No." So there's very that vibe going on as you are getting closer and closer, and you're. We're gonna name this thing because thus far it doesn't have a name, and it's a lot of work to just keep saying robot tank stone friend.
Is it? Are we deciding this is basically going to be our main vehicle?
I mean, it is a vehicle. I don't know if you want it to be your main one, but someone should give it a name.
Can we call him Robo? Because at first, when you were describing him before, I was picturing Robo from Chrono Trigger in my head.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Robobobo. Like Mojo Jojo.
I am very happy with Robobobo. Because it also makes me think of Bobo. You know, there's one too many bows. Bobo. Bobo. Bow. That's the amount of bows. That really meta anime of absurdism. I just
say, do we want to go the traditional route and name it Ragnarok? But that just popped into my head, and
the vehicles in Final Fantasy follow a pattern. They're either called the Highwind or the Enterprise or Ragnarok. I like Robobobo.
Yeah.
Who, interestingly enough, this has just dawned on me as well. And you know what? I'm sticking with it. I think it works. The back area where you're all seated, that is where the farmland was. So I'm happy to say that there's like vegetables and stuff just growing out of the back room. So you've got access to fresh veg whenever you're driving.
Nice.
Anybody else? Anybody else notice that the captain of our vehicles is Malcolm? We have Captain Mal.
I'll be honest, I don't know the reference.
Firefly.
Oh, okay.
Captain Mel.
Okay. So, crowd. Disgruntled people. And church soldiers. What is people's thinking and plan and reaction to all of this? You are on Roboboboat. The option to just not stop does exist.
I am kind of curious. Why is everybody disgruntled?
Yeah, no, I'll slow down and stop.
All right, yeah. So, are you stopping like right on into the crowd? Are you stopping a bit of a distance away to go and explore? Like, are you driving straight up and you're gonna start asking the cops what the fuck they're doing?
Not in those words. Probably acting like real dumb and being like, "Hello, sir. What seems to be the issue? What's happening?"
Well, it seems to be the opposite problem.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'm very happy with that. So you just drive all the way up. Obviously, the crowd disperses. You don't run anyone over.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like run anyone over.
The crowd disperses. You get to the two Babel warrior monks. Who just kind of look. They immediately look to each other, and then one looks back up and goes, "I am not paid to deal with this." Fundamentally, I don't know if I'm paid at all. A very strange system. Alright, no, go back. No.
Why?
No Moonflow crossing today. It's not allowed. We're saying
Why?
What are you, a cop?
Because there are important things going on at Guadalajara. There's not enough room for people. We can't afford the important events be swarmed, and we live in a hostile time. We recently found out that Grand Maester Bojo died. Someone just like straight up killed him.
What?
I know, wild.
Damn.
But by the way, hush. That's a secret. Don't tell people.
You just said it very loud, but okay.
Yeah, I think the crowd behind us just heard all of that.
One of the other warrior monk kind of just like looks at the crowd, and then kind of like reaches a hand down to like a weapon. He goes, "Did you hear that, crowd?" And then the crowd go, just start looking away.
Did you just threaten innocent people?
Kind of looks up at you and goes, that depends.
Depends on what? Because I just want to let you know one of us is on a giant robot vehicle right now. So just to give context to this conversation. So what does it depend on?
Well, it was going to depend on how much of that is just for show. And do I feel confident enough that I could kick your ass or not? And I'm kind of.
I'm just going to. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna walk to the edge of Bobo and just hold up my hand and produce a goblin bomb.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say no. I didn't threaten them. I was merely acknowledging that we were making a gentleman's agreement that nobody heard things they weren't supposed to hear, and in exchange, tomorrow everyone will get free crossing over the Moonflow. Tomorrow, that I will cover and sort.
Perfect. Why don't we camp here tonight?
Is that allowed? Will you let us camp?
I think I'm not supposed to say yes. I think I'm supposed to say no. But
You have a parking lot?
But apparently, making threats was not a good idea, because I forgot that other people could make threats too.
Yeah,
This might be
kinda-
why they're not paying you.
It might have
So you
something to
should-
do with it.
They should also maybe think about unionizing.
I'm fairly certain that my lack of understanding of my payment is more to do with my own ineptitude than the inherent flaws of the system. Because the system can't possibly have any flaws. It works so well. It's been going for like over 1,000 years.
Obviously, they hired you.
Yeah. So any error has to be on myself and not of anything above me or so, yeah, I'm going to take some personal responsibility on that one.
I'm gonna glance back at the translator screen, like, Bobo, can you cross the moonflow on your own?
The text only it just says it shows an emoji of like water and then a thumbs up.
Oh, cool. So what event is happening that's closing this all down?
I'm fairly certain it's classified.
Ah, it's one of those events.
Uh,
So what you're saying is that this crossing, the ferry, is closed down,
Mhm.
which makes it so people can't cross the moonflow, right?
Mhm. Yep.
That's the rule.
All shoe pups, the back and the pens, can't ride them. No getting across the moonflow. I mean, I'm sure someone tried to swim, but there's fiends in there, eat you alive. It'd be asking for death. Unless you happen to have, like some machina contraption that could float you across the water. You ain't getting across without shoe puff. So.
no.
She's just gonna stare at him and like look around at Bobo.
Look, you clearly have a machine, some machina, which, by the way, is kind of illegal. We should. You know what? I'm not paid.
Do you want to pursue that thought?
Nope.
I mean, does it look like machina? It's rocks. Rocks or machina is usually made out of metal. Like, come on, use your brain here.
You know what? Fine.
It's Rockina.
He turns to his friend and goes, "How do we handle this in the report?" Like, the other person just kind of shrugs and goes, "You know what, Biggs, not my job. That's someone else. Someone else can handle that." He goes, "All right, Wedge. We'll pass it on to someone back."
Oh my god, it's Wedge and Biggs.
It's them!
I had to fit them in somewhere, and these two dunderheads seemed like a good reason, a good chance to do it. So now, it's not just Bardic's continuing desire to show all authority figures to be inherently incompetent. It's because I wanted to make Biggs and Wedge references. That's why. But also, authority
I have to
figures
say,
are
Biggs and
usually
Wedge.
inherently incompetent.
I have to say, Biggs and Wedge being cops hurts my soul a little bit.
I mean, so here's the really sucky thing. They're almost always cops. In Final Fantasy...
Yeah.
In Final Fantasy 6, they're cops. In Final Fantasy 8, they're cops. In Final Fantasy 10, they're just jobbers who you can play Blitzball with. In Final Fantasy 7...
They're anti-cops.
Yeah, they're anti-cops.
In Final Fantasy IV, they're cops. They technically work under the Baron. Or King of Baron.
I mean, I think they were retroactively put into 4. I don't think they were originally in it. So that's been a retroactive slap in. I don't remember who they are in 9. Nor do I recall who they are in 12. But
They're in 14.
they're in 14 and they are good boys in 14.
I mean, maybe Biggs and Wedgwood redemption arc?
You know what?
Try to make them rebel?
You have 3 whole spaces on your Robobobo you could fill.
Thinking about them in 14, I'm gonna look at them like, so, do you like your job? You don't seem to be getting paid or really paid attention to.
I'll use that pays the bills, but
It doesn't, does it?
We don't really have bills because everything we do is this job. Our job is like it's the only thing we have. We don't own houses or property. We live in we live in accommodation given to us by the church. We're not allowed to go and have a family, so we can't do that. That's say people who make it to retirement, which is not many.
And you find this satisfying?
I mean, it's not nice. No, I had to turn away someone who just wanted to go to the grandma's funeral, and I was like, no, you can't do it. I'm sorry. It sucks. Someone spat at me earlier.
And you're under a contract.
I mean, technically, it's more of an oath. But who needs that?
Did you have a choice when you made the oath?
The economy's pretty rough. There's not loads of options.
You're not getting paid.
But, it is somewhere to live. They feed us.
I mean, you would have somewhere to live and a way to feed yourselves if you could do pretty much anything other than this job, and you would have a choice about it.
Yeah. But the recruiters were really, really convincing when we were in high school. They gave a real good speech.
Did they also bring candy? Was it one of those presentations?
They give you a camouflage slap bracelet.
Yeah, they gave a slap bracelet. They started talking about how it could be super cool and manly, and how we'd get loads of babes.
Did they do the thing?
Which they was a lie. Also, now I'm looking back on it. Why would I want a job specifically to meet women? That seems a little bit numb.
Especially when you can't get married.
Yeah. You know what I said earlier about my own personal incompetence? I'm starting to question that. I'm starting to question more about the system.
You ever curious about how some mechanical things work?
Oh.
It seems like a personal question.
Not those mechanics, the other mechanics.
Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna tinker. A tinker and a tonker and
Want to see a big robot?
I want to see a robot.
We got this guy, and she's gonna tap Bobo, but I also got this one, and I'm gonna summon Mecha Kui. Made this one myself. You want to touch it? This is Rito slowly drawing them down the path of corruption.
They really like pets right on the beak. And also under their chin.
Biggs and Wedge are seriously looking at this and I mean, We could make robot chocobos.
You said you were really good with your sword and stuff?
Well, Biggs gestures to the weapon that he used to threaten people with earlier, and then pulls it out. And you see, this has been quite heavily modified from like the standard pistol that they'd have. But Tinker, yeah, Tinker.
Rita's gonna nod sagely and then take out her gun. He's like, "You can make something like this."
Biggs is gonna have a little bit of a man moment and feel very emasculated that your gun is bigger than his and sharper. Because I've got a bit of work to do. Yeah. You know what? Big's gonna take off his helmet, throw it to the side, and go, I quit. I'm gonna hang out with the robot people. Wedge. And Wedge just kind of looks and goes, I'm not dealing with this on my own. Takes off helmet, throws it to the side. You got Biggs and Wedge. That was the quickest redemption arc I've ever seen.
Why do I keep getting away with shit like this?
I don't know. It's good though. Now all we need to do is make sure Biggs and Wedge don't die. Because they, like, do that in pretty much every single Final Fantasy, I think.
I think usually it's just, like, they're casualties of large events because they're only half important characters. So, yeah, just don't let any large world-shaping event happen because they'd probably get caught up in the middle of it.
Well, that's why I started taking them down the engineering path, because I figure if large world-shaping events happen, they can be in the engine room.
Hmm.
So, this is not how I imagined some of this guy. All right.
This is how every session goes.
Yeah, pretty much. So you essentially stopped the blockade. So you like immediately then crowds just start pushing past. They're just shoving past you, even on Roboboboat, just going. And so it's like some old lady looks up and goes, "Oh, get back in line!" And she shuffles on through. You see what everyone is walking towards is... It looks like a very oversized stable of sorts. And when I say oversized, I mean very oversized. Like 50 foot tall, maybe like taller. Just big. Big stable. And then there's a very loud sound as the doors open and... Well, a shoe puff walks out. And you're asking, Bardic, what the heck is a shoe puff? And my answer to you is, imagine a tall elephant with a really curly trunk. That... So let me actually try and find it for you. Let me just get that. So that's a shoe puff.
Yeah, friend.
And a couple of shoe puffs just walk out of this stable, and you see some Hypello. Hypello are like blue-skinned amphibian type people. I can't really describe them too much better than that. They're flailing their arms, running around a little bit, trying to organize and get people up onto the shoe puffs and Um, but they're kind of like Final Fantasy X's version of Gungans.
Hmm.
I suppose specifically Jar Jar, because we all have a very silly voice. So yeah, they're getting people. People just start crossing.
I love that we were gearing up for a fight until we heard their names.
Hey.
We heard the names and we're basically like, yeah, you're coming with us.
Nothing wrong with meta knowledge.
This is mine now.
So
So do we want to wait our turn, or do we just want to cross on Bobo?
you can just cross on Bobo. The Bobo said water good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I figure
Bobo
I figure
said
while we're
water
crossing,
good.
I can show them my notebook.
So Biggs and Wedge will just sit on back, and you're gonna start helping them tinker. If you maneuver Bobo towards the water's edge, the treads that Bobo has made out of her arms and feet, they kind of flatten down. So they kind of like roll under and essentially spread out, creating a form of displacement, essentially turning Bobo into a hovercraft. So,
Beautiful.
We have an all-terrain Bobo.
well, to make the Final Fantasy IV reference, this is essentially the hovercraft, so you can travel over land and shallow water.
Mhm.
So to cross the moonflow does get deep going across it. So, but if you found like shallower areas, you can loop across it. Which, for ease, I would say you probably do. It's not an easy or quick crossing because it's essentially you got to go like all the way down a long ass river. So I think we could take like a 5-minute break maybe, and then we can come on back and do some driving down the river scenes. I'm like, yeah, this is nice. Downtime. River time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw us on over to a break screen, and we will be back in a few. We are back. So, to essentially cap off this series of what the fuck is the only way I can describe what this has been. Our crew are on our rowboat, which is Robobobo, who has turned into a boat, as we're just sat heading along the crossing the moonflow. It's actually quite a enjoyable, relaxing sight. You know, if you've ever been on like a hovercraft or just like skidding through swamps, it's both chaotic and peaceful at the same time. So I think that's the vibe that's going on. There's clearly lots of chaos occurring, but there is a calm whilst doing so. And you know you've got time. This could take a good couple of hours to get through this whole moonflow. So what's on people's minds? What are y'all doing?
I mean, aside from teaching Biggs and Wedge how to make mechanical destructive devices, what would Reno would probably be fishing.
Yeah.
Like she heard fiend infested waters, and instead of thinking, okay, let's not touch that, she thought, well, what's the worst that could happen? I still need fish.
Alright. So that's what Reno is up to. Lilith, what are you up to?
Hmm. I kind of don't want to like start asking Bobo like questions quite yet, like just in case they mention something that might tip Biggs and Wedge off of like, hey, you ain't doing a good.
I mean, you could have Roboboboat set to text only, and you could ask a question.
Oh
and
yeah.
The answer would get written down for you.
Okay.
You can have a private conversation with Roboboboat.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what Lilith is gonna do. She's just gonna like ask Robobobo stuff like, I guess maybe like first thing of like what were you trying to say earlier, like when I mentioned Bicanel.
Okay, so I'll just put a little pin in that, and we'll find out what Malcolm is up to, and then we'll come back and we'll see what's happened, what the scenes. So Malcolm,
Yeah.
what are you doing on
Yes.
this journey?
First and foremost, Malcolm's probably just taking a look at his life choices that led to him now having to take care of 3 additional children in adult bodies and a giant robot. But aside from that, he's he's probably talking to Raiko and probably helping Raiko to train their magic abilities.
Mm-hmm. So, whilst this is going, we can set Robobobo on autopilot. It's water. You don't need to navigate too hard on water. You just go forward, right? You don't need to steer.
Yeah.
So
it's semi-sentient at least.
Yeah. Fine. So as you're doing some of this training and practicing, you would notice that Raiko feels fairly distracted by everything. Just a little bit like half dazed, clearly messing up spells Raiko shouldn't be messing up. Just seems a little bit out of it.
What's going on? Your head's not here.
Oh, no. I suppose the realization of just how far in everything is, and Guadalsalam. Most summoners don't get this far, so that's a whole lot of stuff. But aside from the basic level of like imposter syndrome, like I'm used to that. I can handle that. I suppose there's the acknowledgement that I'm supposed to go onto the far plane. Like that's the thing you're supposed to just do, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
We literally just did that. Like a day ago.
I mean, yeah. Like that was different. Like the far plane.
No, it wasn't.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the same far plane. There's not like multiple far planes.
Like what I know of a far plane is when you go there, you just like walk up and stand on this like little place, and then dead people, like people you know, who are dead, just kind of stare at you, just kind of look at you, just as if say, "Yep, I'm dead," and I don't wanna.
What are you afraid of?
Looking dead people in the eyes and them not being able to do anything. So even if I wanted to like say I'm sorry, even if I wanted to say I miss you, it's not them. It's just fireflies taking their image, and it's really, really horrible. Like I get that for some people this gives closure. To me, that's a terrifying concept of having to confront the image of a person that is gone, and I can't even do anything about it. It's not like hanging out and talking to their ghost. It's like talking to someone else's recollection of my memory. And I'm not okay with that.
I mean, do they even actually talk back?
No. They just stand there.
So it's like talking to a picture.
Yeah.
Like a drawing, like a 3-dimensional. I don't know what dimensions are. Whatever, a real life drawing. Like if I were to draw a picture of your loved ones and you talk to it, it would be the exact same thing.
Yeah. Kind of. But
Well, that doesn't sound so scary.
But now you're just being logical.
Yeah, that's my job.
I don't know. I suppose as well the fact that I mean I've heard stories. I don't know if this is. I've never been, so this is just information I have. The foreplay knows if someone's dead, even if you don't. So, like, what if I went there and I saw like my parents or something?
I mean, does it really change a whole lot whether or not you know?
I mean,
does it make them less dead if they are dead?
oh no, it doesn't make them less dead, but I then no, it's not like, oh, I just never ran into them, because you know, I'm not living after this pilgrimage, so I know I'm gonna be dead soon. So like, at least then like, oh well, at least my family's good, my friends are fine. I mean, obviously all my friends, but you know, like, other people. At least I did it for. But what if I get there and it turns out people are dead? And it's like, wow.
Okay, well, two things here. One, everybody's gonna die. Like at some point, at some time. We're all gonna go to the far plane. Second, if you do see someone that you didn't know was dead and you found out they were dead, at that point, you know they're dead. If you don't see them, then, given the conversation we're having right now, you're walking around terrified whether or not they are dead. Which sounds worse.
You know what? That is. I feel calmer now. This helped.
Oh.
Good. Next step, Malcolm. Malcolm.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep. That's what I
What
said.
I'm here for.
I said Malcolm. Alright.
Okay.
Alright. Is there anything else you wanted in this scene?
Nope, I'm good.
Yep. I'm very satisfied with that scene. Lilith. Talking to the robot. Roboboboat. And you have inquired to Roboboboat. What you want to know what its whole deal with Beacon-O was. And the thing that comes up is it shows some emojis. It's better at emojis than words because it has to translate from whatever it's speaking to Albed, and then the ancient script of Albed to then a current script of Albed to then to regular English. So emojis just work better for it. And what it shows is
Okay.
So the emojis it shows is so it has it shows an emoji of like a box. So a box, and then like a confused face, and then an arrow, then a bikini.
Box, confused face. Arrow, bikini?
Yep. It is the weirdest game of Pictionary ever. I mean, you could roll to try and figure that out, or we can try and talk it out and see if you can piece it together. Because it's not a great Pictionary I've just given, I can tell you that much.
I'm going to try to see if I can figure it out myself first, and then I'll roll.
Yeah.
Like, just have Lilith talk a bit, and then if it seems like not going anywhere, try roll. Are you asking where Bicanel is?
It's an emoji of an eye, then an arrow to a bikini, and then the number 2. Then an arrow that is it the arrow of like a U-turn, so it, like to go back on, and then crate, box, confused face. I'm not good at Pictionary, so this is me trying to think, okay, how would I try and put this into a drawing? So it's probably me not being very good, not you not being able to figure it out. Because I'm sorry, when I say box confused face, like when I tell you what it is, you'll go, okay, I kind of get it, but I was never gonna get it.
Oh.
I think my logic tracks, but I think you need to know what I'm trying to do for the logic to actually work. Someone who doesn't know what I'm thinking is probably never gonna get it. Because it's not exactly, like, simple.
What kind of box is it?
So, I don't know how intricate the emojis that Reno has crafted, but if there was a difference between, like, a box and, say, something resembling, like, a crate instead, so, like, a big box, like, a crate.
Okay.
Thing I can think of is he's asking for a beach episode.
So I would also argue that the bikini is probably the closest the emojis can get to Bicanel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So that one you can get
Like-
for free.
Yeah. Like, I did get, like, Bicanel equal bikini.
Yeah.
I go to or travel to Bicanel. I'm assuming Bicanel is the bikini, which I mean, are we known for bikinis? I have no idea. Maybe we are these days. I don't know. to... Are you asking why? Bicanel?
Roboboboat gets an emoji of like a shaking head, like it just say no. And the emojis proceed to say, so he actually just gets eyes emoji, like looking in a direction, followed by like a flat hand to look as if the hand is placed slightly above the eyes, and then an arrow towards the crate, and then a confused face. It's less like confused, like it's more like a face. So eyes, hand, arrow to crate face.
Reno's gonna try and come over and help.
Please.
Because I'm trying to interpret this even without Reno being there.
Reno just leave the fishing pole. You hand it over to Biggs and Wedge and let them know, look, if you want to make robots, you gotta fish.
It's the key component.
This is how we get components.
So, Reno,
It is actually how you get components.
It's not wrong.
No.
Reno, you get to look at this sack of nonsense. All these emojis.
Are we curious about something stored at Beccanel?
So shaky head, no emoji. Then an emoji of a shop. So it's
A what?
Not store.
Oh.
Then does the crate and the face, and then like a spanner, and then a robot emoji.
There another robot being stored there?
The head shaking
Or
emoji.
place where you can be repaired or fixed or something?
Say when you say repaired, fixed, it gives a thumbs up. So like thumbs up, full stop, crate, face, spanner, and then puts like three, like just like a line of other robots.
Are you asking if we're like going there to like process you or something?
Build more robots?
He does the more than sign. So saying more than, so to say more and then robots. Like he wants more robots.
Oh.
Do you want robot friends? And there is a place to do that in Beccanel.
He's gonna keep doing this crate and face because that's the only thing I can think of.
Crater?
Crate, face. That's it. I'm genuinely trying to think if there's any other way Roboboboat could get this across, and that is the only way I can think of.
Storage? Are you asking
I'm,
about storage? Maybe.
I'm going to go with the only obvious thing that came to my mind, which is it located in a crater?
Oh, okay. So,
Or creator, or something.
okay, so this is a really complicated one. It needs multiple layers. So, on different levels. On the bottom level, there's the crate, and then the earth face. The level above that, there's a little arrow pointing down, and then there's the letter E, and the arrow is pointed down, like halfway into the crate. As if they put an E in the word crate.
Create.
Creator.
And then
Creator?
When you say creator, Roboboboat makes happy sounds.
So your creator. I'm gonna throw Becknell in there again. Your creators in Becknell.
Yep. So we'll do the crate earth face and then arrow bikini. So creator went to Bickernell. Creator go to Bickernell.
Okay.
And then robot, I go to Bickernell. Then like a return arrow to return to creator.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out a map.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got. Where's Bicknell?
So, Bickernell is the large island off to the west. This
It's-
island over here.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you go to Bojo and you just go
And you're currently
south, then you
here.
find.
You're currently here, on your way to Guado Salam. Here.
I'm gonna call out to Malcolm. Like, Bobo wants to go to Bicknell. Can we change course? Can we even get there on Bobo going across the
don't-
ocean?
I'm not sure.
Bobo, he puts an emoji of like a few drops of water, thumbs up, and then an emoji of lots of water and a thumbs down. So small water, yes. Large water, Bojo, like Roboboboat can't do that.
Why don't we go to Grotto Salam, and then once we get there, we can brainstorm how to get this big robot across the ocean.
I mean, we could try to find another boat at Guado Salam.
Technically, we could probably just buy another boat. We did get a lot of money at the Fire Temple.
Oh yeah, we did. Just
could steal
hopefully we got enough money to actually buy a decent boat.
Out of character, if we level up, I can take the ship and make it a sky ship.
When did we last level up? It was after Bojo, right?
We are
It was like-
currently level 5, and it was. Did we level up after the goat fight?
No, we leveled
No,
up
we didn't.
from Leviathan, and then we did the goat stuff.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
One more session, and then the next level up occurs.
Okay.
Yes. That's me doing brain thinkings. So we will level up next session. At the end of next session. There we go. So that's something to think about. Alright. So with this all figured out, and Malcolm and Ryko having moments. Biggs and Wedge they start making a whole lot of noise over towards the back of Roboboboat.
You find a fish?
Ah!
That doesn't sound like a fish. I'm gonna run some.
That doesn't sound like fish sounds.
If you look over the back of Roboboboat, there is a fish. There's a big fish. It is a fish about 5 times the size of Roboboboat, mouth open, just coming towards you. And Biggs and Wedge are very upset because you can see the hook is lodged in the side of its mouth.
Oh,
Okay, so you want to give it a little slack and then pull, and I'm gonna take out my gunblade.
And just keep a good grip on the rod. Try to keep eye contact with the fish. It will feel intimidated as Lilith slowly pulls out her sword.
If one of you can hold it, the other one can T-pose.
Yes,
Malcolm,
Sorry.
what's Malcolm's witty line before readying for combat with a giant fish monster?
I'm getting way too old for this shit.
All right.
He pulls out his rapier and points it at the fish.
All right, cool. And you know what? I'm happy to leave it on a cliffhanger there for next time, where we get a fun little boss fight. So, with that, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I am the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. I do this. Stuff like this. If it's nonsense, I do it. So that's that. I will be back tomorrow night here on Twitch, so that is Monday night, to do knockoff progression Yu-Gi-Oh, which should finally be back. We missed a couple weeks, so that should be good to go. And yeah, that me. ATB, who are you?
Hi, I'm a tired bye. And I was playing as Lilith today, who I feel like kind of just accepted that things just don't make sense and gotta roll with it. You can find me every second Thursday over on the Undead Case channel for Curse of Strahd, where I play as Cetarian, the ASMR Bard, who is very nice. In terms of playing as her, in terms of her actual nicety levels, it's kind of coming into a bit of doubt at the moment, but you know.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's not like she has like a lot of her past just shrouded in mystery because she doesn't want to talk about it for some odd reason. It's fine.
Speaking of characters who shroud their past in lots of mystery, Natch, who has been Malcolm, do you have words to say as your outro?
I'm Natural One, Malcolm, the Red Mage. Actually, I don't think my past is all that shrouded in mystery. Everyone I ever loved died, and that's why I'm here.
Are we talking
So-
new character?
You're being very mysterious about it. You won't talk about it. Process your trauma.
No
Tell
one's
us
asked
about
me.
your trauma. It's the only way you can be better.
I'm healthfully processing the trauma. I'm not just trauma dumping on you people. Anyway, oh gosh, okay. Yeah, Twitter, same handle, all that jazz. Bye.
And finally, Rain, who have you been?
I have been Reno Boom, the Disaster Kitty. Yeah, I don't have any other streams. I might have a couple of products coming out, one of which is a new race based on moths, because I had an ADHD moment. Other than that, I got nothing else going on right now.
That feels like the mood of life. So yeah.
You can find Reno on Final Fantasy 14.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Just plug yourself on Final Fantasy 14. Make friends. I was gonna say witty things, but then I remembered I am not. So with that, everybody, we're gonna wrap them up. And until next time, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.